All right, boys. The Batman villain tier list, the one we've all been waiting for. This isn't going to be some super in-depth discussion as I don't really read comics like that. I did like a long time ago, but it's been a very long time. I forgot a lot of things. Memory's kind of ass. So, I'm not going to be really talking about specific plot lines or specific issues and really going in depth into what's happened throughout the years. I'm just going to be talking about just their basic personality traits, their characters, and just not necessarily making headcanon, but like saying that, all right, with their character being this, how do you like the dynamic between Batman and this character? How do you think it like executable to be able to be meshed well, and their like threat level, shit like that. So not really like going into previous issues, just what you think the execution could be, like what the potential is. So yeah, start this shit. Number one, Deathstroke. What do you guys think?
That's a Teen Titans villain. He doesn't count.
Cap, shut up. Shut up.
What's the rankings?
So S, A, B, C, D, and F.
Oh, Deathstroke is like straight up S. S, no question.
Yeah, I agree.
Terminator's.
I feel like the fact that he has an interesting code of honor, a morally gray one, it adds it adds depth to his and Batman's relationship, where Batman doesn't see him as a straight villain, and he can try to reason with him, he could try to team up with him, shit like that. Like, it adds to more interesting possibilities. And the fact that, he's super strong, he's a huge threat level, it could lead to a pretty awesome fight. I like it when Deathstroke's stronger than Batman by like a decent margin. I don't like when they make Batman like so skilled that he beats his ass regardless of Slade having like the 10 times shit. But when Slade is a beast,
Consistent.
Did you see that one Son of Batman movie?
I don't watch Batman movies.
It was an animated Batman movie, and they had Damian Wade like destroy Deathstroke. It was like the biggest.
Oh yeah, Son of Batman.
Yeah, that was so trash.
Yeah, that's pretty ass. Shouldn't have told me about that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Deathstroke's pretty fucking awesome. His threat level is definitely there. He's a genius, so a lot of like interesting ways you can have him go up against Batman strategy wise and try to formulate plans if he's on Batman's side. And it's just a very interesting like line. Like, what line does Batman take if he's gonna team up with a killer like Slade? And Slade's
like
just the best.
Villain.
Yeah, just the best villain that's not named Doctor Doom in comics. So that kind of boosts him up quite a bit.
Boy.
Yes, he shouldn't have forgot, pussy. But the next one, another S, I would assume, the Joker. You want to go, DBZ? I know this is your boy.
Joker is one of the best and most interesting characters. He's the perfect foil to Batman. Batman is pure like ordered chaos. Like, he in response to something completely traumatic, he decided to rebel and he decided to rebel against order. And whereas Batman, his traumatic event led him to try to enforce order. So they're both like these huge, like this one unstoppable force and an immovable object, like colliding all the time. And I love the way that writers can interject Joker to question Batman's morals and to like poise like certain situations where, is Batman right? Should Batman kill him? Why doesn't Batman kill? Why doesn't Batman lose? Why is he sticking to this strict moral code? Why doesn't he go outside these bonds that he's placed on himself? And why is he doing this in general? Those kind of questions, those kind of storylines that the Joker elicits, and the kinds of crazy situations he finds himself in. And also, he's just freaking hilarious. And I love the schemes and the gadgets and the technology that he employs. He's actually smarter than a lot of people give him credit for. He's actually a pretty good combatant, more than people give it credit for. But yeah, he's just an awesome character. I really enjoy him.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of that. I mean, another interesting part is how it relates to Joker's fucking just his beliefs. Like a lot, like I went over this in my Kingdom Joker review, like with Manu, how he's kind of in denial, and that kind of brings about with Joker too, where Batman like brings up this certain like desire of his where he wants to see Batman crumble, but like even Joker himself, he's not really sure why, but he's just very interested in Batman, and that's kind of an interesting dynamic. See what makes Joker tick in a sense. You get to learn like a little bit more of his character from that, even though like he's supposed to be the mystery type. It's like a very nice way of peeling more layers of his character, and just seeing him fucking enthusiastic about shit is pretty awesome. Especially when he's like pretty
Arkham
fucking
Origins?
jaded. Yeah, Arkham Origins. When like he had that
Like,
whole that spiel about like, oh, I don't know why I'm so interested in him, but something about him.
yeah, like I loved it. Like when he was about to kill himself, and then Batman saves him. He's like, "Why the hell would you save me?" And then that made him like, "I have to free this guy. This guy is restricted, like I used to be. I have to free him." And that became his life mission. And that's one like I love Joker. He's such an interesting character.
Yeah, definitely a very interesting dynamic, and
They overuse Joker.
I mean,
I
I can agree
understand
with
why.
that.
He's pretty
I can agree with
popular.
that. But he's just chilling. Like a lot of his schemes, like they could just be like horrific in a sense. So yeah,
Yeah.
the threat level is definitely there, which is funny
Like
because
in the
he's one of
Batman
the weakest
animated
people.
series, they were it was a kid show, so they couldn't have Joker flat out kill people. So they invented the laughing gas where people were just forever stuck like the smile devil fruits with smiles on their face. It was the creepiest thing. And Joker just does stuff like that on a whim.
Yeah, pretty much that do be Joker. Is this Hush? Fucking the guy with oh, you can't even see it. Let me take a screenshot. Guy with the golden mask, and I think that's Hush. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not that well versed in Batman comics. The dude to the very beginning of F tier.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I can't see very well. It doesn't look like Hush.
You know,
I don't know.
it is pretty
That
small.
must
I'll
be
give you
some
that.
C tier villain like Calendar Man or something.
I think you
Yeah,
might
I
be
don't
right,
know.
to be honest. All right, let's skip him. He'll stay at F tier. Bane. What do you guys think about Bane?
It's a solid A. I really like Bane.
Yeah, he's smarter than
I
people
don't
give him
think.
credit for.
Yeah, I don't think he reaches the heights of like a Joker or Deathstroke, but I think he's a very well versed villain, and he's the only person to break Batman's back, so he has that going for him. He's a very skilled fighter, very skilled tactician, and I just hate how the movies have done him because he's actually he's a much better character than the movies portrayed him as. Especially the '90s Batman, they really did him dirty in that one.
And Robin was it?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to give some quick rundown on his character? Because I kind of forget some things about it,
He takes steroids.
like his motivation in general.
I don't remember much because I haven't like listened. I haven't watched an anime series in a long time.
I think he was like in prison when he was a kid because it's something his father did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I don't
remember
remember
that. He was in prison, and it's something to do with like his dependence to drugs. Like he wants to free himself, and I think maybe Batman is like something in the way of that. I don't know. I remember he had some interesting storylines. I didn't read that much about Bane.
I think his motivation varies from story to story. It's not like one thing.
Hmm. Interesting. I mean, I'll put him at a B just because I haven't seen that many interesting Bane stories. But I do like how he's smarter than a lot of people give him credit for. Obviously, very strong, though he doesn't have the most like visually appealing style like a Deathstroke. But he's a threat. He's interesting. Leave him at B. Black Mask. I don't really know
Alright.
shit about Black Mask.
Look, bro. Black Mask is the guy they want to be popular. They keep pushing him in stories. He's okay.
He's a C.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's a normal human with a black mask. He just controls the mafia. He was like Batman, one of Batman's first villains when he first became Batman because that's what he dealt with. Majority was like thugs and mafia guys. He's just a guy.
He's like the
he's
filler
not
guy
good
you
that much.
use when you don't know which Batman villain to use.
Yeah,
That's kind of how I feel about him.
Yeah. I mean, he's not that special himself strategically. And yeah, I don't really know his motivations that well. He kind of just seems pretty generic in terms of motivations. But he does have a black mask, so you have to take that into account. I think I'll be down with giving him a C. I'm sure he has some interesting storylines. And he does have a lot of power under him. And I think I might be underselling him strategically. I think he might actually be pretty damn smart. But yeah, I'll just put him at a C.
He's kind of like malleable with what you can do with him. Like I said, he's like a kind of a filler villain that people use, so people do different things with him.
Yeah.
One minute he
enough.
could be smart, and then the next minute he could be just some generic mafia boss guy.
Hugo Strange. I don't know much about Hugo.
Yeah, I only know that from the Arkham game.
and he was fucking
Yeah, me
garbage in the
too.
Arkham games. I feel like he's kind of like Joker, or he's like a bootleg version of Joker and trying to understand Batman. He is a
Yeah,
psychiatrist, so
I think he's a solid C, honestly.
I put him at a B to be honest, because I just feel like his character archetype it has more potential to just mesh with Batman's ideologies and try to like challenge him and shit. While Black Mask, it's like not really comparable to that, and Hugo Strange has the strategies to pull off like comparable shit to Black Mask, if not better, because you know he tries to fuck with Batman.
You think he's
with the
out there?
plans.
You think he's out to challenge Batman's views? The way I got it, he was more so trying to understand Batman's views.
Well, yeah, like both. Like more so understand, but like challenge if need be. Like I said, I don't understand like his core motivations, but I think that's what it would be at the end of the day because, you know, he's going after Batman over so many other people. Maybe it's just like he's interested because he's a psychiatrist and he just wants to understand when people tick, and it's just Batman's a very unique case. But I would think since he's a villain, maybe he's not. Maybe he's not a straight up villain. Maybe he's more morally gray. But I would think since he seems to be a villain, and he's focused on Batman solely, I would think he's probably trying to challenge him in some way. If maybe even if like just at most just to see how he would react, just as more of a scientific experiment. But yeah, I think he has more potential than Black Mask. All right, Harley Quinn.
Honestly, I don't like Harley Quinn.
The character herself is S, but she's a Batman villain. She's an A or B.
Like, I'm biased. I really don't like her. I don't really find her appealing. She's just like a female, like worse version of Joker, and like I really don't like her. So I shouldn't vote on this.
You're being biased. DC themselves said she's one of the 4 pillars of the comic.
Four pillars.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're
What?
like one is Batman, the other one's Wonder Woman, the other one's Superman, and then the 4th one is her.
I don't get why she's so popular. I really don't.
I don't understand it either, but she is.
I think when she's under Joker and she's just a bootleg Joker, that's her at her worst. But the point in her character where she's like the psychiatrist Harley and like just talking to Joker and he kind of like brings something up inside of her where she gets super interested. I feel like that's an interesting point in her character. And then after where she's like sick of Joker and like she's sick of how he treats him and she kind of becomes more independent. I feel like that's an interesting point in her character.
You guys keep up with the new comics where there's like this new chick?
Nope.
Joker's got a new squeeze punchline or something?
Nope.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I mean, I think C is pretty fair. If her character was just bootleg Joker, and she didn't really have those 2 aspects that I was talking about, she'd probably be D. But she has some interesting character work here and there. I'm interested why Devil like thinks she's an S tier character.
She's one of the 4 pillars of DC.
Oh,
Of course,
come
she's
on.
an S tier.
Yeah, I thought he was.
She's over the Flash and Green Lantern competing for that spot. So that puts her up there. No, I'm joking. I don't actually care about Harley. I don't hate her though.
I mean, yeah, I was about to say being over Green Lantern isn't much of a feat, but 4
Come
pillars,
on,
man.
bro.
4 pillars.
Green Lantern's cool.
Which Green Lantern? There's some good Green Lantern.
There's only one Green Lantern as far as I'm concerned.
Which is?
The white one.
Hal
I mean,
Jordan.
you have to be more specific. There's 3 white ones.
There's like better white ones too.
I'm
like
sure.
Gal
I'm sure
Gadot.
there's 12
Guy
white
Gardner?
ones. Okay, I'm sure there's 24. There's 36. All right.
Actually, there's only like 6. I think.
There's 3 white ones.
Yeah.
That's it.
Whatever. Forget I said anything.
The rest are aliens.
All right, next one. Solomon Grundy. I think it's safe to say he's D. I don't think there's really anything to
I
say.
was like, who the
Strong
hell is that?
I smashed like another one of those variants. He's not
Solomon
really that
Grundy,
much
big
going for.
strong guy. Yeah,
Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday.
he was he had a pretty shit boss fight in the Arkham series too. So yeah, that boosts him lower. Two-Face.
Two-Face, definitely straight up A. Love Two-Face.
You want to go
The
more in depth?
lawyer turned.
I feel like his obsession with duality, especially with like the way how flimsy life is, like anything can change in a moment and it can really scar someone. I feel like there's an interesting story to be told there. But yeah, I need to read more about Two-Face. I'm down with putting him in an A. I'm genuinely pretty interested in him. If I was to read Batman stories, Two-Face would probably be one of the villains I'd more want to read up on. But yeah, I'd have to do some rereading or some reading in general. But I'm down to put him at A.
Like,
What do you think, Double Leg?
Yeah, the dynamic, where he used to be a good guy, is always played on really nicely in most stories I read. Like every adaptation. Everybody loves the Dark Knight. That Batman Telltale game was pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have.
What about the Penguin?
I don't see it. Like, he's popular, but I don't know why.
I would say he's a solid B. Like, for what he does, he's very good at it, but he doesn't really have anything that elevates him to the higher echelons.
The
so
umbrella.
I think he's a solid villain.
I'd put him at C, to be honest. Like, I feel like there's more potential for him, Hugo Strange or Bane, in terms of just mindset. Like, he's kind of just a snobby piece of shit, and he kind of plays that pretty well. He's kind of funny with how he does it, and it's kind of funny how he's such a weakling, but he acts like such a big man. And yeah, I mean, his plans, from what I've read, they're not really that great, so he doesn't pose the biggest threat, and his character just isn't that interesting. So, down to put him at C. He's kind of like a Black Mask, except with more personality.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
All right, Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze is A or S. I'm debating. I really love Mr. Freeze.
I think he's a solid A. He's practically Captain Cold with a better backstory.
No, he's way better than Captain Cold.
No, he's not. They're like the exact same
way
thing.
better. He has a tragic backstory.
That's the only difference. He has a tragic backstory.
Makes him relatable, and he's only a villain in order to save his wife. Like that plot line. You understand him. You like he doesn't really do anything that's like too villainous. He only does the things that he needs to do. He's incredibly intelligent. He's one of the strongest opponents, the smartest opponents that Batman has to face, and he always is on his best behavior when he's around Mr. Freeze. Otherwise, he's gonna get got.
Yeah, it's very similar to the Deathstroke dynamic, where Batman kind of has to determine like what's too much, and if you can team up with him, if you can trust him in certain scenarios. Except this one's like probably even harder for Batman because like obviously Slade has an interesting code of honor, and like there's a lot of good to him, but at the end of the day, he still is perfectly fine with killing. While with Mr. Freeze, like it's even more like morally gray for Batman in terms of that. Like Mr. Freeze, like he is a killer too, but he's
not a horrible person, I guess.
Yeah, he's not fucking terrible, I guess. I mean, kind of just shit, not terrible. But yeah, like his motivations are very endearing, and like Batman, of course, he would fuck with that. It's just, yeah, I need to read more on all these fucking characters. But this is why we're talking conceptually, and we're not really going in depth. Yeah, I'm gonna put him at A. I just don't feel like he stacks up to Deathstroke and Joker. I mean, he probably stacks up to Deathstroke, if not better, in terms of just Batman comics. But I just like Deathstroke a lot, so that's why I'd elevate him at S.
He also had the best boss fight in Arkham game.
I mean, Deathstroke might have something to say about that, but sure.
Deathstroke better than Mr. Freeze? Nah.
Yeah, people really like that boss fight, but Arkham Origins doesn't count.
Arkham Origins does count. That's a great game.
It's also the best Batman game, in fact. But y'all ain't ready
better
for
than
that
the City?
Yeah.
Nah, it's not better than the City, but it's a great game. It's definitely better than Night.
City's overrated, man. City's overrated. Killer Croc.
Who?
Killer Croc.
Killer Croc.
Never heard of him.
He's a C. Honestly, I get his motivation. He was just a human that was born weird. People made fun of him.
People made fun of him.
People tried to kill him, I think, and he fled to the sewers, and he just started eating people. He became a villain. He's not really. He's like another of those like I'm big, strong guy. I'm just gonna eat you. He doesn't really have much going for him. He's not that much intelligent. He's just super strong. So I'd say he's.
I think I saw a comic where he was trying to get a job and stop being a villain, but no one would hire him because
Yeah, and in Suicide Squad, he just wanted to watch BET.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh my god.
I would say he's better than Grundy, I guess. Give him that.
Yeah.
I think C is fair.
Yeah, he's kind of forced into a life of villainy, unfortunately.
I do like
eat people.
I do like the crocodile archetype in general. Like I like seeing like fucking crocodile men. It's just cool to me. I don't know why. They look very
lizard guys. So you like Fairy Tail?
No, I didn't say that. Yeah, Scarecrow. I'm bordering between A and B. His powers
Yeah,
make for
I would
some
say
of the.
B. His power is more useful than his character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he has
he's-
some. He puts characters in interesting situations.
Yeah, that's for sure. It just depends on how highly you value the powers of the character. I mean, his powers in general, it makes for very interesting plot lines, and that pretty much carries it.
Him and Sinestro should team up.
Why that in particular?
Because the fear.
Illusions will be like
Oh
mind-boggling.
yeah, forgot Sinestro works off fear. That's true. That's true. But looking through the rest of this, I don't really think there's anything else. I mean, I don't know most of these people. Maybe.
Wait, you don't
I
have
see
Firefly?
I see Clayface.
I mean, Clayface
You don't know,
is like
you don't
a
know
D,
anything
though,
about
right?
Firefly? You don't know anything about Rage Al Ghul, I guess?
Oh yeah, Ra's
Ra's
al
al
Ghul.
Ghul, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he on there?
It
I
probably
think he's the
is-
one right next to Clayface. I don't know.
Oh, is that Polka Dot Man and Poison Ivy?
Where's Poison Ivy? I don't see her.
She's like seducing a cop or something
next
underneath
to, next to
Deadshot.
Crackhead Bane.
Oh yeah, and Deadshot too.
Oh yeah,
The guy in
Deadshot-
the snake suit, no idea who that is. The Court of Owls, they had that one storyline.
Yeah, the storyline was pretty cool. Deadshot, I would probably place at B. Yeah,
I agree with
I think
that.
he's more interesting than a fucking Black Mass, but I don't remember
I
anything
saw-
special about his character.
I saw a cartoon Suicide Squad movie that made me like him.
Are you talking about the
Assault on Arkham.
Assault on Arkham? Yeah, that was really good.
Where is Raish? Can't find this motherfucker.
I think he's the one right next to Clayface. To the left of Clayface. I could
I
be
think he's the
wrong.
one. I think he's the one on fire, like at the bottom, because it looks like he just got out the Lazarus pit or something.
Oh yeah, I like the image is kind of half cropped, so I can't really see that well.
I would put Raish at a A if that is Raish. Not sure. Oh no,
Isn't he like an environmental terrorist
Okay.
or something, like Poison Ivy?
I have no idea. I thought it was like preserving his clan or some bullshit like that. Was that his end goal, environmental terrorist? I don't know.
I don't remember. I thought he was like trying to save the planet or something from humans, so he's like
I
trying to
don't
kill
think
humans.
so.
But I think that was Poison
think
Ivy in that one Batman and Robin movie.
Yeah, that's Poison Ivy. I think he's just a guy who works in the shadows. He leads the organization of assassins, and he lives forever. But he's starting to go insane, and he's like desperate to find a successor. And then as soon as he finds Batman, he's like, "This is the guy," and he tries his best to convince Batman to join him.
Is that Sal Maroni? No, that's not his name. Falcone. Yeah, that was what I was thinking about.
Oh, Riddler. How do you guys rank the Riddler?
Oh, Riddler's S tier, no question.
I'd put him at A. I mean, it's kind of like the Scarecrow thing, where just very interesting
Yeah.
plot lines regarding him, except his character is more witty, more charming, just more interesting than Scarecrow's character. Where is Mr.
Where'd you
Riddler?
put Poison Ivy?
Poison Ivy's she's a C or a B. She's not really interesting in my opinion.
She's a C. Yeah, I mean, you can see where she's coming from, but she's not that charismatic. She's like so closed off to any other option that you just.
But
just
she's
don't
hot,
really- I mean,
and she has red hair.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's the thing with you.
that is a thing. Yeah, I forgot. Who else? Who else? Clayface. I think this is him. Yeah, he's D with Grundy.
He's dealing with Grundy. Come on, bro.
Is there anything interesting about Clayface's character? He was an actor or something.
Yeah, he was an actor.
That's a thing.
Mad Hatter,
Who?
the Mad Hatter.
Where
Oh.
would you place him? I don't know much about him.
He's a C or a B.
Fair
Is
enough.
that Lady
Is it-
Shiva right there?
Oh, Lady Shiva's an A.
I don't know if it is. I just see a woman.
Which one?
It's like if you're on Clayface, you go down one, then to the left.
I think that is her.
What about Snake Man? He has to be an S, right?
Snake Man. I don't know who that is.
He's a snake.
I mean, look at that pose. That's just sinister. What do you mean?
It looks like you took that from the animated series.
Yeah,
I don't
for real.
recognize most of these people.
Yeah, I don't recognize a lot of these people either. Yeah,
I
let's
don't
check
know who
fucking-
Nightwing's fighting.
Oh, I found Hush, but you want to talk about Hush? I think we're probably gonna end it here after that.
I don't remember the Hush storyline. Is he the one that grew up with Batman?
Yeah,
or
he's like
Bruce
a
Wayne?
childhood friend.
And then he tried to take over his life.
Yeah.
The Arkham memories are coming back as y'all talking about it. Yeah, I don't know. That's
Yeah,
a
I
very
get-
very weird plot line.
I guess it's kind of interesting. It depends on how it's handled.
Yeah,
I'll give him like a C or B.
I'll give him a better than Grundy tier.
You guys know who's really beastly though? Man Bat.
Oh man,
The guy that's
Batman's
been
arch nemesis.
lurking in his cave the entire time, waiting for the perfect moment. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Trying to look at these characters, I don't know pretty much everyone here. Firefly was alright in the Arkham game. Kind of a shit character, but whatever.
You guys should watch Gotham. Firefly was a beast in that.
Is that a TV series?
Yes.
I'm not watching Gotham. But yeah, I'll end it there. Peace out.